All right, James, will come to you first, all right?
Sound, yeah. No bother.
All right, no
But
problem.
we're live. We have to do that. You know, Danny, that thing that
Jesus!
Peter does every Thursday night. We have to do that all. Are we live? No, we're live. Yes, we're live. Yes, we are. No, we're live. We're live. Let's go.
I know, I can see the box, James, for fuck's sake. Can't hurt kids. All right, we know you're excited, okay?
For some reason,
Just
Peter
in
can never see it
time.
on Thursday night. There's Sarah.
Just in time. Folks, I'll leave it to us. Good luck.
Cheers, Peter.
All right, yeah.
Nice chatting to
And
you.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday night's Mauls and all Breakdown. I'm joined tonight by Dara Weston and James Grennan. As you can see, Dara has just come in late. Typical prop behavior, late to the Breakdown there into the back.
Late tackle.
James, I'll come to you on this one first. The Wales and Ireland under 20 games. Wales winning that one 20 points to 12. Wales took their chances there, but Ireland knocking on the door and couldn't convert and had lots of little errors. You didn't see the game or anything, or?
No, I did. I saw the game all right, yeah. And you summed up pretty well there, Danny. Yeah, Wales took their chances. Like even on 3 minutes there, they were mauling in, and I think it was Corrigan pulled down the maul. Well, he got dinged for it anyway for pulling down the maul, and it was a penalty try straight away. So that was 7-0. But during that yellow card period, then Maloney went up the far end of the field. There was a lovely pass out wide to him, and he looked like he was straight in the corner to respond and during the yellow card period. But it was, and I think harshly deemed a knock on that this. I couldn't see any clear separation, and I know that's what they're looking for when they're trying to determine whether to try or not. He did lose control, but he regained control. I didn't see any clear separation, but the TMO and the ref determined that it was clear separation. So yeah, didn't make the most of that. Then Foy had a fucking superb carry, went halfway up the field and was within like 2 meters of the line and got nobbled and didn't convert there either. The fucking passing was shocking altogether. We had, you know, one bad pass after another. Like, oh my God, it was shocking there. There was one that runaway try that Wales went from the halfway line, where the 9 passed, and it was to the shoelaces, and the Irish lads didn't do it. They stood looking at each other, and the Welsh lad ran straight through the middle of them. And there was a foot race then to the line, and their 9 dotted it down. Fair play to them. Great. We did get a try, I think, in the second half, a maul try in the second half, and our 10, what's his name, Vivnieski, is it?
I think so.
I thought he had a good game. He's a good prospect for the start. Or for the future, I mean, he's a good prospect, I think. Young yet, of course. Second half, though, we let ourselves down with poor passing again and ill discipline, and 2 penalties just cleared that they took their scores. Wales were very, very good, and we didn't even get a losing bonus point. Very disappointing night for the lads, and I think someone in the commentary had, I'm not sure if it was yourself, Dara, that put it up and said that the pups are beating themselves here tonight. Could have been. Evening, Megan. How are you? It was Evening, Gregor. It was a case of the young lads were their own worst enemies for the match, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'd say even there to Dave. Question for you, James. The change from Richie Murphy to our new coach, do you think that could be having a bit of an impact as well? Maybe a possible change in styles?
I would think so. There's shades of the Richie Murphy era still there. I don't know enough about the new coach to see what he's doing there, but yeah, I think that's been a big disruption there. Look, the conditions were horrendous. It was a bad night for rugby. And the lads stuck at it, and they played well, and it was just the the final pass, just those connections just didn't, the passes didn't stick, and yeah, you can say unlucky, but you make your own luck.
Yeah. Derry, you didn't see the under-20s match Friday night at all, did you?
I didn't see the match, but the one thing I would say about the question you made there about Richie Murphy, Danny, is with the under-20s, you only really have them for maximum 3 years. You're only getting 17-year-old lads at the earliest. So there's a constant turnover of players. Whereas, if you get a young Flynn in international squad, he could be there for 10, 15 years. But realistically, most of the under-20s, you only have them for 2 seasons and then they're gone on.
But that's the same for Wales and for England and for everyone, though.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it's hard to keep. You can't really say that a coach so much because the team is constantly changing and evolving.
Yeah.
So and you're getting lads in who are coming from school and provincial setups, and in reality, when you get lads first into the under-20s, they probably haven't been in province academies yet. They've probably been in schools, and that. So then you're getting in and you're trying to get them all singing off the one hymn sheet, and then by the time they get to the second season, they're maybe gone.
Of course, being gone. Yeah, maybe that could be a factor as well. Anyway, before we move on, I want to give a shout out to the Wolfhounds who beat Edinburgh as well, 31-22.
Yeah, good win.
James, I know you're not going to be happy about this one. I'll give you a bit of a rant about it if you want. Quinns 24, Connacht 19.
Believe it or not, I didn't even see the game. I didn't even see it. Too much on.
Watching that on YouTube or anything?
I haven't even got around to doing that since. It just had such a weekend of it. But no, it was. I knew you were going to bring it up, and I said, "Oh fuck it!" I didn't even get a chance to look at the highlights, so I can't really comment on the game. Obviously, I'm disappointed, but I think maybe one of the reasons that it happened was because Connacht are going so well now. We have so many at the Ireland playing in the Ireland A team and at the international senior level. So swings and roundabouts. David there is saying Woody's young lad did okay, but very frustrating with all the handling errors and falling off tackles. Yeah, that's true. No, Woody's lad looked good, all right, yeah.
You see, Pierce saying it was one of the most frustrating games of rugby to watch, as James said. Drop balls, silly mistakes. It all made for painful viewing.
Sure did.
Yeah, I only caught bits and pieces of the game because I was half wrecked from work anyway, so I was kind of half in and out. The one last game I want to give a mention to before we move on is the Clovers beat their Welsh counterpart Brighton, 94 points to 7. Yeah, wasn't exactly expecting that result. That was, I think they're 52-0 up at half time.
Yeah, it was a very one-sided affair, and neither team learned anything from that one, really, to be honest. No. But fair play. That's it's in a healthy state.
I come to the England Day and Ireland game next. England winning that one 28-12. We had 5 HIAs failed in that game. They ended up getting a leg injury, and that left a lot of lads out of position. The Irish defence showed some very solid parts in the second half. England got 14 points in the last 10 minutes. Gary, you didn't see the game or anything, did you?
No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I was out that night. So
that was on at 1 o'clock on a Sunday. How could you be out at night?
I was out on Saturday night.
You were
I was up at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Good man. Danny, have your headphones? A bit of feedback.
I'm not sure where that's coming from anyway.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Yeah. James, you didn't see the match or anything?
I did. I saw that one as well. We had a lot of Connacht interest in that particular game. I was interested to see how Hugh Gavin would go and Sean Jansen. As you say, we had how many HIAs? Was it 5?
We had 5 failed HIAs, including Kieran Frawley.
And not one yellow card.
No,
not
even
one looked at. There wasn't even one looked at. I couldn't understand it.
was, I think in fairness now, Harry Byrne did go off for HIA, and I think what happened to him was he hit off one of his own players.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
but
The other four.
there was four other HIAs there as well, and there was none of them. Well, maybe the team all looked at them and didn't see anything. But
Yeah.
the thing about one of the tries when poor old Harry Byrne, oh Jesus Christ, he came on. He was 3 minutes on the field and he got injured and he was down, and England scored a try. There was a pause in play, and Harry Byrne was down, and the ref allowed the play to continue. He should not have allowed that to happen. He should have paused the play while there was an injured player down on the field. I thought that was a poor one. From a Connacht point of view, I thought Sean Jansen had a fucking mighty game altogether until he went off injured. I think he was HIA as well. No, he was ankle. I think his ankle. He's out. Frawley at 10. Reasonably solid game. A lot of disruption. He was in at 10, and then he went to full back, and then he was back in at 10 again. And sorry, no. I know Gregor is watching. I wasn't hugely impressed with Doak at 9. I think we have better 9s than Doak in the country. I know we should have had one or two more in instead of him there. Look, he's not in a rich vein of form at Ulster, and I think Gregor admitted to that as well on one of the posts as well, that he's not showing a great form. We were a bit nervous going into the game, and he carried that through. I'm afraid he's not at international level at the moment. And that's not to say that he won't get there. I have a great time for him. I think he's a great player, great kicker of the ball. He nailed a few kicks in the game, brilliant. But just for me, he was not at the pace off the pace of the game, I thought.
Sonia Croak is actually agreeing with you in terms of the referee and Harry Byrne instance.
Yeah, Sonia, I think it's definitely. Gregor's agreeing with Doak as well. So I thought Hugh Gavin had an immense game. If now he's a Galwegians player, so he's one of our own. We know I have a bias, but to me, he scored a try. He led from the front. He had an absolute stormer of a game, and had Ireland won the game, I think he could have quite easily been man of the match. See, Bevan is there saying Matthew Devine should have been in the. Yeah, I agree with you, Bevan. He's Matthew Devine's a super player, another Connacht lad, and he's a real prospect. Doak is poor, and that's from an Ulster fan. Yeah, he is at the minute. Unfortunately for Ulster and for Ireland, it's true though that Doak is poor at the minute.
Question for you, James. Shane Bolton, he's another continent, isn't he?
Yeah, Shane. Yeah.
The opening try.
That's right.
He got the opening try for Ireland, though, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, Shane Bolton. Yeah. He was. He had a stormer of a game as well. And I think he's injured too. I think he went off injured as well.
Yeah. Because I know we ended up playing Max Deegan on the wing at one stage.
We had Max Deegan on the way, and Max Deegan. No, to get away from the Connacht boys, I thought Max Deegan had a fantastic game. He was captain, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant. I thought a couple of great defensive tackles, real good. He was all around the pitch. He was mighty altogether. How did Gavin's partner go in centre go? Who was in at 12 or at 13?
13, I can't remember now. But I know that centre partnership was good, all right.
They went to. I can't remember who that was. Deegan rarely has a bad game. That's right. Who was in a centre with Gregor? If you think of the name there, you might throw it in for me. Shane is unreal, unfortunately for the injury, but he'll be great in the future. You're right, Megan. Absolutely, fantastic player. Penalty try and a yellow card at the end there of the match as well.
I think this love try to post weight.
You're right, Postle's weight. Yeah, he was very, very good. Yeah, 2 tries towards the end of the game. Yeah, it was unfortunate, but again, as I say, the having players down injured and the ref allowing the game to continue, I thought was just I was a bit burned by that. So I was, to be honest with you.
But like to be honest with you, you have to look at this now, right? We had players out of position as well. So from about
Oh,
4 onwards, huge amount
completely.
of players. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there was an awful lot of people. There was players all over the place.
yeah. So when you have a back row playing on the wing, that's
Yeah,
going to cause effects.
yeah.
But the defensive effort from the Irish team for about 35 minutes in that second half, when England were knocking on the line, that was some pure dogged
Oh, it was.
defense.
Yeah.
It looked like they'd been doing that for years. Whatever way the defensive setup was done. I thought that was probably one absolute saving grace
Yeah.
for that team.
The work rate was absolutely massive, and as you say, it looked like they'd been playing together for a long time, and they're not together that long at all.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, yeah. There's I'd like to see them up against Scotland or France. I'd love to see how they'd handle that.
Yeah.
And another couple of games together, I think, and they'll be a real force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. The one thing I heard from the English commentary as well, that the England they are using not being used a lot more now. They had developed players. So you had Hassel Collins. You had their scrum half from Postel something or whatever. He's been used an awful lot as well in the main England squad, and they're trying to use that to develop depth. Should Ireland be using that in the November series as well? So even just for 2 or 3 games to give that more of a step.
Is that for Dara or me?
And we go with Darren first.
So you're saying, should Ireland be blooding younger players in the November series, or are you talking about A's?
Using the A to as that stepping stone to get to the main spot.
Oh,
If you know what I
definitely.
mean.
Yeah, no, I think that's what, like, when James was making the point that he's not quite at international level yet. Well, that's what the A's is for. It's the stepping stone into international. So, hopefully you'll get there. But yeah, no, I think, definitely it's the place to blood. The problem is there's not that many A's fixtures. There's really only
Yeah.
Six Nations games. I mean, the autumn internationals, there's no A's games in that. They only bring over the first 15, 23s. So it's the A's have become a bit of a kind of a token game, almost like the kind of golden oldies, like the veterans game that Shane Byrne plays on, etc.
The legend. Yeah.
The legends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the A's only really get brought out at now. Okay, it used to be you'd get kind of an A squad going to the Churchill Cup and things like that over in Canada or the US or whatever. But I haven't heard anything about that in the last 2 years or so. So I'm not sure if that's died a death since COVID or if it's coming back.
The Churchill Cup, last time I know that was played was, it must be 12 years ago. Yeah, that was wrapped up then. I think so.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, without that, really, you're just relying on the Six Nations. So it's only given lads, 6-7 weeks in a kind of a soft international camp to actually get acclimatized to it. So I think it's something we need to look at, trying to develop more fixtures for the A's team.
Yeah. Joe Lyons saying here, the big issue and difference between England and Ireland is at underage level. England are ahead of us simply by sheer volume of players. But when it comes to senior level, Ireland brings through more players that make the grade, and the English lads seem off the level. So maybe that's why they're using the A bit more than us at the moment. But would we be better off, let's say, facing like Portugal, Romania, Spain, or something like that there? Even if they are a little bit below it in terms of their quality versus our quality.
I think, I mean, if we're going to help the tier 2, tier 3 nations like Portugal, Spain, Germany, Holland, Georgia, Romania, yeah, you owe it to them to send over a full strength squad to actually, to show them that. And even just for ticket sales, if you send them over an A team, are the fans really going to go and see it? Will they be that bothered? So I think there needs to be like a kind of an A tournament, like a kind of a mini World Cup type thing, just something to give you the chance to send your strongest A's team. But then the whole thing is, how do you stop, the staff has padding it out with loads of Springboks. So, you'd have to have some rule that like they can't have been internationally capped in the last, they can't have any more than X number of caps, and they can't have been capped in the last 12 months. At full level,
Yeah, so just to be fair, and maybe bring a few lads that say under 23 or something like that, that have been captains actually. Give the young lads back as well. Bevan back in as well. Again, I think they should have an A tournament in the summer as their normal teams aren't playing, so it give them a good opportunity to get out there and prove how good they are.
That's a good point. Yeah, that would work very well, I think. And
that's the way the Churchill Cup used to be, like that the full Irish team would go to Australia or New Zealand or wherever on the summer tour, and then the A's would go to Canada or America where the Churchill was on.
So why aren't we doing that anymore? Is it money?
No, Danny said I think the tournament's just gone.
Yeah, I think what happened was that World Rugby felt that the United States and Canada were progressing enough to make, they're making enough ground between themselves and the other Tier 1 teams. And I think they would, like England and a few other teams just didn't want to bother sending their A teams anymore. But would it be better if the A team played around Ireland a few times? They invited a few countries over, and they say the sports ground plays Musgrave, the RDS, 2-3 games through summer.
Possibly, yeah. You could see maybe the likes of Portugal or someone bringing over a team and doing a tour, and playing, doing a few like a series with the Ireland A's, and doing it across from the different provinces as well. That might be something. All right. I was over in Portugal in 2022 with the Galwegians young fellas, my young fellas team, and I have to say I was fairly impressed with what I saw. They had all age groups playing in this tournament over there. From under 13s all the way up to I think it was under 20s playing. And I was watching a couple of other games when my young fella wasn't playing. We were in watching other games and there was a lot of good talent in the Portuguese teams there. And if some of them continue to play and get through, it'd be great to see them at international level.
Yeah, Joe Lyons in again. There was a time that when Ireland played Argentina and Italy that we didn't send fully test teams and there were no caps issued in games. Don't ever remember games like that, so that must be going back a bit now, I'd say. All right.
You're too young,
it was only, was it last year or the year before that Brian O'Driscoll's dad, Dr. Frank, got a cap for his Argentinian tour. Because it wasn't deemed a cap back then.
Yeah.
I mean, you need Mike Reedy on these. That's more his vintage matches that Mike would have been at.
The teams he coached, you mean?
That's probably Mike.
Well, he was Jack Kyle's mini coach, wasn't he? Dara.
Yeah.
I think Mike Reedy, he was Jack Kyle's minis coach.
Oh yeah. He had Jack Kyle and a couple of the lads in the back of the car driving them to a blitz down to Ballina.
Sure, wasn't Mike Reedy a founding member of Dyer? A few, wasn't he?
A founding member, he was. Yeah.
Oh,
poor Mike's not here to defend himself. Is he on? What is he watching?
No, he's at his quiz.
He ended up watching later. I think he's at is it some pub night? Yeah, pub quiz. Yeah.
We'll see him on the Chase one of these days because he's in some kind of pub quiz league. So
but his dodgy hips.
They're wheelchair access. Don't worry, they'll be fine.
Oh, God, we better move on. We better keep this serious somewhere. Yeah, that's.
Sure, Mike was at De Valera's funeral. He was. He was at his christening as well.
I'm sorry, Joel. We weren't really. I'm sorry, but
Oh Lord.
oh God. At least Megan's getting a laugh out of this anyway.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Right, come on, get
God.
back to the rugby before producer
Yeah,
Burke starts
yeah,
giving out.
yeah. He's not giving me shit over the way.
Oh, fuck it.
Yes, we would move on to the main event from Saturday. Wales 18, Ireland 27. Wales leading at half time. Looked a lot more resurgent over compared to previous two games. When Ireland weathered the storm. Dara, what are your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a different Welsh team. There was fellas who were brought back in from the cold who hadn't been selected under Gatland, who had major points to prove. You could see the atmosphere had been they had a bounce, because of the new coach. They didn't have to look at Gatland's fucking depressing mug all the time, sit down, deputy dog kind of droopy face on you. But look, it was, and then of course Clown Gilroy gave them, a bit of ammunition as well to come out and think we'll stuff these Irish. But look, there was mistakes made. They seemed to kind of run out of puff a bit in the second half. And Ireland kind of, we didn't panic, even though we were down at halftime. We stuck to the game plan, stuck to what Andy left on the fridge for Simon. And look, it all came good in the end. So
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
Yeah, James, what are your thoughts on the game?
an inspired move, bringing Anscombe back in at 10 anyway.
Yeah.
He ran a fantastic game. You'd have got 150 to 1 before the game for Wales to be leading at halftime. I'm sorry I didn't put a fucking fire on it.
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles. I thought we were very, very sloppy. Conditions weren't great, but it was the same for both teams, so that's no real excuse. Our scrum was a disaster until Beelum came in, and I see a lot of people are saying that Bundy switched again, which he did. He absolutely did. But I think Beelum goes under the radar a bit there. He's doing the unglamorous stuff, and I think he deserves an awful lot of credit. Huh?
Yeah. A bit like John Hayes, he didn't do anything glamorous, but he kept stuff together. He kept stuff going.
I think he I think he did a lot of work when he came in there, and he turned the game around. Fucking Gary Ringrose, Jesus Christ, I don't know what he was thinking going in at that height and at that angle for the red. For me, it was a red card straight away. I didn't think there was any mitigation. Both players were dipped, but you can't go in with your chin up into a tackle like that. Like your head nearly has to be at your own waist height going into a tackle nowadays. Otherwise, you're in danger.
The problem is if you don't keep your chin up, you can't see where your head's going to go. And that's the danger. If you throw the head down, next thing your head butting a fella, so it's kind of a, you can see why.
But he was if you look at the fucking, like, I know in slow mo it looks way worse. But he went in way too high. Like as Gregor says, Bundy made the difference for me as well. And the face on Bundy at the end of the match, like I'm covered in the paint from the big harp thing in the middle of the Guinness sign in the middle of the pitch of the paint. It was priceless, and the blood down his shirt and everything. But yeah,
did Bundy break his nose, or did he just get too close to Andrew Porter and get a bit of blood in him from the ears?
No, that was his own blood. I don't know if his nose was broken, but he definitely had a nosebleed anyway. That was all done on his own shirt. Fucking, we had to dig one out there, lads, to get that win. And as you say, your man, fucking that Muppet Ger Gilroy and all the shite he was spouting, you can guarantee that they had that on the dressing room wall. You can be guaranteed.
But that's, as you said there, James, Sonia's just making the point there that Saturday was exactly what we needed to focus the team's mind, challenge France will bring. 2 weeks of hard prep. Sometimes you need to take your medicine and get an arse kicking to actually turn around and go, Jesus, we're not invincible. And, because you can actually believe your own hype too much.
But that was like France.
Peter
France
Burke being the case in point on that, he's top tier journalist now.
Yeah.
But that was the situation with France England. France had a piss poor game and got beaten, and they came out all guns blazing. And I'm fucking glad they got that out of their system before they met up.
Oh yeah,
oh, Jesus Christ, they were Dupont again was all over it. Just on an aside there, I know you probably want to talk about the French game later, Danny, but did any of you listen to the after match commentary between Mitt Williams and what you call him? Andrew Trimble. Fucking Matt Williams going on for about 5 minutes. How Dupont is this and Dupont is that, and he goes off and he does the sevens and he scores 2 tries and he wins the gold medal and does this 5 minutes of a rant of how brilliant Dupont was, and Andrew Trimble turns on and says, "Yeah, but is he any crack?" It's just fucking brilliant. I fucking pissed myself laughing when I saw that.
Yeah, Megan Augusta actually had 2 comments there, and the first one was she said that if Nick Timney hasn't got a sniff of anything, and if he doesn't, she'll probably end up laughing or crying.
Keep the faith, Megan. Let's hope Nick gets a debut in Rome.
Yeah, hopefully. And he said he was on a mission and he delivered. That's about 40.
That's about 40,
They actually makes a valid point there. I suppose let's be glad that we made our mistakes against Wales and not against France.
Yeah.
Peter saying it's amazing what coach James does. Mariah media comments and do for motivation. Wales were a different team from their recent history, and fair fucks to them. They gave us a proper test match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you first, James? Between the often the ball comments about winning with 12 or 13 players and Warren Gatling Boyd, how much of that did it spur on Wales?
I think they used all of it, and I would say that was pinned to the dressing room wall. That the media in Ireland think that Wales can be beaten with 12 Irish players, and they were fired up. The atmosphere in the Millennium Stadium was phenomenal. Roof closed deliberately so for the atmosphere, and the Warren Gatland thing, as you say, looking at it as a droopy dog mug, didn't have to look at that. But I think their new coach, what's his name?
It's the Cardiff head coach as well, yeah.
Yeah, but the new head coach, I think he made a few inspired changes, bringing in half of the Cardiff team into it, and had a very Cardiff look about it. It was kind of looked like a Cardiff v Ireland, and the way they played, they were fired up by it. They were unreal, a completely different team, and we got a proper test match out of that. Joe Lyons there has a comment there. No disrespect to the Welsh lads, but Ireland weathered the inevitable storm with pride and passion that was always going to come from the Welsh. But our management of the game was levels above Wales. When you play below par, but have the ability to drop gears, manage the issues and take the points, it was way more beneficial heading to the France game, often hammering the team. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. The fact that we got a proper test match will absolutely stand to us going into the French game.
Yeah.
And the French team then had the opposite. They had a walk in the park going into the Dublin game. So
you're going into the future there. Relax. You're going into the future. We haven't got to France yet.
We'll come to that. Your thoughts on the Wills changed coach and the off the ball comments? Do you think they had an
Yeah, look,
effect on?
I mean, changing coach was going to give them a bit of a bounce. The shite that off the ball said just added fuel to the fire. As James said, closing the roof in the Millennium, getting 70,000 pissed off Welsh fans in, hoping for an end to the losing streak, roaring their brains out, and all the music that was piped in as well. It was never quiet there,
Yeah.
and that's one thing maybe they should look at in the Aviva is piping more music in, even feckin' piping chants in if there's nobody actually chanting.
Did
But,
you notice, Dara? They actually played the Fields of Athenry before the match in the Millennium Stadium
Yeah.
with the roof closed, and everyone, Welsh fans and Irish fans, all singing it, which I thought was
Yeah.
a genius stroke. That kind of stole our thunder from singing that during the game.
Yeah.
That's Asher. The Welsh love to sing. Any old excuse to sing a song, they love it.
No.
But,
They're good singers. So.
yeah, no, I think look, it was a perfect storm for them in terms of the bounce from a new coach, the stupid comments that were made, the fact that Jesus, they couldn't win an arm wrestle at the moment, or a game of tiddlywinks. That literally, they had to show, even if they couldn't get a result, they had to show some serious pride in the shirt and go out there and challenge us. And in fairness, they did that.
Yeah. DFC made a comment there about Gary Ringrose' red card, and I'll come to you on this one there. It seems he's either caught, it seems that a lot of players nowadays seem to be caught between tackling the player, tackling the ball, or preventing the offload. It's like they don't know which one to go to until the last fifth possible second. Do you think that was part of the reason why the red card was given?
I mean, Ringrose is a solid centre. I mean, this is the fellow we thought was going to be the next bod, and in a way, he's still possibly he's the closest we have, to a bod like centre. So look, I think it was, just the wrong call was made. Bit of a mistake, and it happened. But I wouldn't read too much into it.
James, your thoughts on the DFC's comment there about the tackle from Ringrose?
Yeah, I don't know if indecision comes into it really. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's reacting to some last second thing there that he was going to go for the ball. Quite possibly. I don't know. I don't know what was in his head, but he just went in too fucking high, and it's just it made no sense to me at all. As him being close to a bod-like centre, I don't know if he's. I don't think he'd ever was close to what Bod was. He was just an exceptional player, a good player. Ringrose, good player, absolutely. But I don't think he'll ever be Bod anyway. But I think he went.
Oh, he'll never be Bod. I said the next Bod. It's like when they say people when they used to say Ronaldo or Beckham would be the next George Best.
Yeah.
There's only one person who'll replace Bod, and that's the son of Bod when he comes, he has two sons when they come of age to play for Ireland.
Yeah.
Wash your mouth out, Weston. There's only one Bod.
Yeah.
Relax.
Peter, relax. Remember, Bod's from Clontarf, same as myself. He's not a Southsider at all. And Joe Lyons, he's Clontarf man as well. Well, he's a blow-in, but still, he'll play him.
Yeah, well, Joe says, lads, funny thing is, Scotland could end up getting the wooden spoon and finishing last. Fucking good. Yeah.
Right. One thing I want to ask about Wales at the moment, and I was talking to a Welsh supporter there recently, and they were saying that losing to Scotland and England in the next two games could be the best thing for them, because it could force them to overhaul the entire system, from club to youth all the way up to senior. Do you think that's a big good thing for the Welsh team to, I suppose, to sort out their issues, in terms of players coming through to get back to their best?
I'd love to think that would happen. Sorry, were you asking James that, or
No,
I'll take the first crack at it anyway. I'd love to think that would happen, but they've had since the World Cup. That kind of action needs to be taken by the Welsh Rugby Union. They've had since the World Cup. They've done nothing. What difference is it going to make between 16 straight losses and 18 straight losses? Basically, they said, look, we got rid of Gatland. And that's as much as they'll do at the moment. Maybe after another 10 losses, they might start looking at the club structures or things like that. But like, I don't, or you know, assuming they haven't got rid of the coach at that stage. But I think the problem was with the rugby union, the Welsh rugby union, and rugby unions tend to be very slow to react to stuff.
Yeah.
You know, not our own Saint RFU, obviously, they're cutting it.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening from the RFU.
But like the Irish rugby 30 years back compared to now, it did take a while. So do you
I
think
remember it.
Yeah. So do I. I was too young to drink at that stage, and pity I was. But James, do you think the Wales need that time period where they were like, well, quite Ireland had in the 90s? Do you think they need that now to sort themselves out?
Yeah, look, I don't know what they need to do. They could do worse than copying the Irish system, but I don't know if you can do that over in Wales. It's more clubs, and isn't there that whole thing about Newport Gwent Dragons, and they don't know what to call themselves, and they're one say, well, I'm not supporting Newport, I'm supporting Gwent, and there's all of that bullshit going on there. No, heart will only get you so far, and the passion of the Welsh supporters and the Welsh players, that'll only get you so far. You got to get your basics right, your setup right. You got to get your underage system right. Maybe they could bring in what you call him, Conor O'Shea, who did such work with the Italian setup, which has all been unravelled now, as we know. But I think Wales or Italy are seeing the benefits of what Conor O'Shea did. They could do worse than bringing him in as maybe a director of rugby or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know who they need to bring in? Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. Because Wales used to play international. They used to play some of their international games at the race course or whatever, the Wrexham City ground.
Yeah.
And sure, during the Rugby World Cup back in '99, there was games held there. So, bring him in, get that Hollywood money in there, and next thing, the Welsh Rugby Union are like the feckin' Qataris and Saudis. They'll get Ronaldo paying for them and everything.
But speaking of money, didn't Gatland? He had a £2 million sterling golden handshake, and he left it behind him. He said, "Keep that, lads, to get the right coach in."
They never said he left the full amount behind him.
Okay.
I reckon what happened was he probably got paid out till the end of this year, but not all the way till 2027.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he was on 700 grand a year, so it's
interesting point there by Joe Lyons. Wales are so localised in the south of the country and totally ignored the north. They have also ignored all of the league players up north that could play for them. If the Welsh team were to base a team up north in Lancaster, they would have some serious talent. Also, loads of schools up there that feed the league game. Again, Wales old school tie and stuck in the past. So
they need to shake it up, all right?
They used to do the opposite. You remember Jonathan Davies left Union to go to League?
Yeah.
And he was the best Welsh player at the time.
But sure, didn't Wales have was it Celtic Warriors? They were a team based on Britain up in the north at one stage about 20 years ago in the old Celtic League. You only played one season, I think.
About your superior knowledge on that one, Danny.
Yeah.
But I think they had one. They had one team up there based in the north just for one season, whatever happened to it. Peter, again, the issues with the Wales rugby is their hierarchy and their planning and financial planning. It's moronic, and it will take them 5 to 10 years to sort out. It's way too localised. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe now is a good time to get all this shit out.
They could do worse and get Peter Martin in there to help them with their financial planning.
Maybe that could sort them out, all right. Shane Byrne Wales' biggest mistake was ignoring the values. Could be
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, it's true.
now go ahead with that one. James, I'll come to you on this one. France hammering the absolute shite out of Italy. What do you make of
Yeah.
that game?
Yeah, Italy started brightly. They started very well. They had a couple of moments of brilliance. I thought Capuzzo was really, really good. And what's his name at 10 there? The Italian 10, what's his fucking name? Gregor, you're great for the names.
Garbisi.
Yeah.
Garbisi, Garbisi. I thought the two of them had great games. But Jesus Christ, the backlash from the poor performance by France against England was there to be seen in spades. Like, my God, they were just a different level altogether. And what was it, 77, 73 points, 77 points, something like that?
Yeah.
14. Oh my God! I thought, will this never end? Will the pain never stop for poor old Italy? And at home, in their own grounds and everything,
Yeah.
I thought, oh, that was hard to take. But Jesus Christ, I would not. I'm just glad that Italy had to face France after England, not us, and that we have France now after playing Wales. So we've had the tougher preparation here. France had a walk in the park, fucking running in tries for fun. Dupont was back to his best. He can play any position on the field according to himself as well. He said he doesn't mind as long as he's on the field in his post match or his man of the match. I'm going to call him man of the match and not player of the game. Fucking shite. Man of the match award he was in. That he'd play 10 or 15 or anywhere, and he says, I don't care as long as I'm on the field. I don't care. So he'll do anything. An absolute paddling altogether. But did we expect anything else?
That's true. Darry, your thoughts on the France-Italy game?
I expected something else now. I thought, to be honest, Dupont looked a bit human against England. And I thought we saw a bit of that at the start of the Italy game. Now, Gregor made the point that the woman who sang the French national anthem in Rome, Jesus, she was woeful. And I'd say that just pissed off the French even more. She did a terrible rendition of the Marseillaise. But anyway, the first, I'd say 20 minutes or so, Dupont looked kind of, he wasn't his stellar self. The rest of the French team didn't look that great. The Italians looked really up for it. They had some great opportunities. But then Dupont just clicked into a higher gear and brought the rest of the team with him. And at that stage, then it was just, family flowers only for Italy, like, thoughts and prayers. It was, the writing was on the wall. And then, like the second half was just a bloodbath. I mean,
So Dara, would it be as simple as to say if we can contain Dupont, then we win that game?
But
the
look
rest
at
of the
Peter's
French
point
team,
there.
are the
I
French
think
team able to do anything without Dupont?
Well, no, because I think he's their key playmaker, and I mean, I think if you can contain him and stop him, then you're stopping because every ball comes from him, at every breakdown, etc. And he's the one who's analyzing who's in space, who he's going to give it to, all this. So I think, he's the brains of the operation and the kind of, the muscle memory out there. So if you can close him down and stop him having a great game, it affects the rest of the team. Then it's kind of like dominoes. There's a knock-on effect there.
Yeah. But look at what Pierce says there. A skill Dupont has, and he has many, is he rarely gets tackled with the ball. It's nearly always offloaded. So, I mean, like, if you're looking to take him out, you have to have a player nearby that can disrupt the ball going to the next player. According to that.
Jesus, I used to do that. I mean, if I was given the ball and told to run, I'd run about 5 meters and then throw it. If there was somebody there to get it, all the better. But like, I was a prop. I wasn't designed to be running more than 5 meters. So,
Sure. That's all props, right?
We could do to DuPont what every other team used to do to Johnny Sexton, just hit him late after the ball is gone.
Yeah. As far back road, yeah, that was a favourite pastime in the field. Hit him, and if you hit him late, even better again.
Yeah.
Joe Lyons in there again. Lads, the Italians played right into the French hands. They opened up the game and tried to play expensive rugby. For fuck's sake, it was stupid. And a complete piss poor show by Italy, thinking that they could match French in skill and broken play.
They did for about 14 minutes.
Yeah,
But
that
then-
was it.
Yeah, and then
But you
it
see,
all
that's
went to
Casada. You know, South Americans, they play with flair. You know, the Argentinians, they don't
Yeah.
do mundane, just stuff up your jumper and just, you know, it's all about flair and all that. So I mean, that's and then the Italians are a bit that way as well. They're a bit cracked that way as well. They want to make sexy rugby and all this. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's they need to go to the sports ground on a wet Friday night and see how to play rugby.
Yeah, in the middle of December or something like that, and you're really kind of experienced.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
middle of
you get a
December,
wet
middle of
Friday
June,
night
it's the
any
same.
time of the year at the sports ground.
Yeah,
Middle of
July.
June, middle of December,
December.
no difference.
Yeah, it could be the middle of July and still get that shite weather in the sports ground.
I must
Yeah.
actually go in and get some pictures. The new stand is coming on very, very well, and the new gym is up.
Yeah.
It's looking good, lads.
Yeah.
The new stand will be open for Christmas, so I must post a few pictures of the work in progress. It's looking good.
Speaking of sports ground there, I'm surprised the women's national team, haven't been brought to the sports ground yet. Maybe they're waiting for the new stand to finish off before they play Six Nations game there.
Well, we'll have a 12,500 capacity when it's on. So that you'll need at least that for the women's game. Thankfully.
Yeah, at the base one.
And the only stadium in the south with its own Supermax.
Yeah, because that's a very handy for afterwards. But lads, I come to you on this one, Hugo. I asked Hugo this one first, right? Since he's
There
came
you
to James, I ask you to translate, but what does Hugo think Ireland needs to do to beat France?
Hugo says we need to contain the pond. That's what he says.
I think him late, is it?
Yeah, hit him late. Yeah, that's all you can do. Yeah, he's so quick. He's probably every bit as quick as Jemison Gibson Park at the best of the ruck and getting the ball out and offloading. But what he does is his support running, the lines he runs in support, and he's always there at the end, like any good nine should be. But he's the best exponent of that particular art in the world right now, and he just always seems to be in the right place at the right time, So I don't know, what do we do to fucking the nine is protected in the game now. There was once upon a time you could lean across the ruck and engage in the black arts with the nine there, but you can't do that anymore. Now they're protected, so there's nothing you can't hit them later and things. So I'm not sure what we're going to do.
What's James see? One dark out you have to do is you have to get someone like, let's say, Josh Van der Fleer or Peter O'Mahony near the bottom of the rock, right? They stick their hand out and literally just go put their hand in DuPont's boot, grab his boot laces or something like that.
Yeah.
That's going for him out. I mean,
An old trick.
yeah, it's more the old trick. So you stick your hand somewhere, you grab it, you do a Joe Mahler, you grab him by the ankle or something like that, and he's poking his socks or something like that.
Joe Marler grabbed fellas by different things altogether. It wasn't by the ankles.
Yeah. But
You see, the
we
problem
say
with that, Danny, is there's too many scrum halves becoming referees because it's perfect. They get to tell everybody else what to do. And so they know all the tricks that have been used against them, So it's...
Yeah. Well, Joe, what? I was talking a few weeks back there with Ed Wilcox, and he said that he had a game once and they were being refereed by an old forward, and he said that it was the best game he ever played because he said rucks were free for all, stay away from the groin and the face, and you were grand. Because he said rucks cleaned up the game. He was right. A stiff knee here, a cheeky elbow there, you're grand. I think we need more forwards coming in to be referees now.
Yeah,
Peter
I've
again.
discussed this before, though. Like, I mean, forwards can't run around the pitch for 80 minutes. You need some kind of
Yeah.
mobility scooter type thing, you know.
Our
for the
second,
forward. You
Give him
know,
a
our
drone
second-
and a headset, he'll be fine.
yeah,
you know, retired forwards are normally a collection of broken bones held together by fat and muscle. So, you know, I mean, it's you can't be putting that running around the pitch for 80 minutes.
yeah. Maybe we could just give him a drone or something like that and just blow the whistle every now and again. Try, no try, penalty, whatever.
Where the perfect place for the forward in officiating is the TMO. Get a big feckin' armchair, a little
Yeah,
mini
yeah.
fridge, the screens in front of him. He'd be like, "No try."
Yeah, probably the best way to balance out the backs. All right, I suppose.
Yeah.
Peter, again, you notified the punt by making him know the open side is all overhead. Gibson Park can hassle him, as we know from the England game. He can be got to. Or maybe, we need Peter O'Mahony or Van Clear. They should kind of, bring down his neck on and getting his eye line the entire time. Maybe that's probably the best way to stop him.
Well, I hope Easterby has a plan for him anyway. I really
Yeah.
do, because I think that's the way we win the game.
He does.
Yeah.
He's going to call and ask what should be done. If Andy hasn't left a note covering that, he's going to call Andy and go, "What do I do, boss?"
Yeah.
So, look, I think the biggest issue facing us, he's one player, DuPont, and I mean, we are a top tier team as well. So, I think the one issue that's going to possibly be a problem with us, depending on Gary's trial or the not
The
trial,
outcome
but
of the red
whatever,
card.
the outcome of the penalty, is that we've used having Ringrose, Henshaw, and Bundy very well, and rotating them around, and having one come on and one go off, and the three of them have played brilliantly as centers. So I think that's going to be a challenge now if we lose Ringrose.
Hugo wants to play a bit of rugby, so I got to throw the ball for him. Get the noise in the background.
But what do you think we need to do as a team to beat France, regardless of the DuPont situation? Do we work off our scrums, our lineouts, walk it open?
Well, we need both set pieces working well. We need the line out and the scrum functioning properly. And if we get those pieces right, I think if we concentrate on our own game and don't worry so much about what France are doing, but impose our game on them, I think we'll do fine. But the line out is creaking, the scrum is creaking at the minute, and that needs to be all tightened up, and that needs to be firing on all cylinders before we meet France in 2 weeks' time.
Does Sydney Bealham need to be starting, James, if Tyg Furlong isn't available?
Absolutely. If Furlong isn't available, then Bealham has to start. He has to. He's so solid now. He's so reliable. It depends again who the ref is. We don't know yet who the ref is going to be.
I think it's him, but I'm not sure.
A lot of the English refs they're pinging Porter. They're pinging him. Some of the French refs don't seem to have a problem with him. We definitely won't have a French ref.
It probably won't be an English ref, because we just had an English ref against Wales, the fellow who consults for the RFU. It
could be a Scottish ref. Could be Holly.
I don't think she's named any games officiating yet.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an AR, but not.
She'll be good, but yeah, I think Porter. Whatever the English refs have in their head about Porter, and I know it's this movement he does with his hips going out that they ping him for it every time, and we get a lot of penalties against us for that. He attracts a lot of penalties when there's an English ref on. So yeah, the scrum needs to be solid, the line out needs to be solid, and if we get those two things right, we're a long way on the way to beating France, I think. Of course,
and we need our wingers firing. I think we need Mac back up to full power. He's looked, since he's come back from injury, we haven't consistently seen the shades of greatness we used to see from him. So I think we need him, like we really need him back at his full greatness against France.
He's a long way off that yet, I'm afraid, Dara.
Yeah.
I've seen him playing in a lot of games. I've been at games he's played in, and I've seen him as well on the telly. And he's still doing this twitching of the shoulder thing. He's this fucking twitching the whole time of the shoulder, which tells me the shoulder's still not right. And he's very soft in defence. He's not as fully committed as he used to be, and you know that shoulder is not 100% right. I've said it. That I'm glad that the Six Nations have come along for Connacht's sake and that he's been pulled away, because when he's playing for Connacht right now, there seems to be a reliance to allow him to come up with some magic moment, and the lads are standing back waiting for something to happen. But when he's not there, that they're doing it themselves and they're playing very, very well. He's definitely not near his best. He's nowhere near his best. And to be honest, I prefer to see someone else starting if I'm 100% honest against France. I don't think he's...
So, as a Connacht supporter, you're saying that you were glad to get rid of Hansen into the Irish camp to help Connacht.
Yeah,
the Connacht actually played better without him, Dara. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, look, it'll bring the other lads on, yeah.
But I don't think he should be starting against France.
What about the Kerry Buddha there? What have you got to say there? The Butter Buddha. What have you got to say, Danny, on how we beat France?
We score more points than they do. I drink more pints than them afterwards. That's how we beat them.
Yeah.
There you go. The Kerry dairy farmer, also known as the Butter Buddha.
Beef farmer, not dairy farmer. There's a difference. Right?
It's cows. I'll say. You know, the ones that produce meat also produce milk. Jesus, I'll give you a lesson later.
Our ones are beef, all right? They're the ones that's property practically with still the pulse in them. Right?
Yeah, but if they're not all boys, then you can still get milk out of them, Danny. Anyway, we're not going into fucking it's like agriculture tonight or something.
Come on, we're nearly an hour at it now, lads.
We're actually over there now, James. So
Peter said there we need Doris back for the French match as well, which is a good point.
Yeah. Fair point, man.
And look, let's hope. I mean, it's going to be O'Mahony's last home game, so let's hope the lads can use that as, you know,
bit of motivation,
emotion to get something special for him. You know, because he hasn't won much with Munster, but he's been a great servant to Irish rugby, and he's won a good bit with Ireland over the years. So, you know, let's hope the team can pull off a victory against France for him.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We leave it at that, lads, and I suppose I'll see you next time.
Good to talk, boys. Good to talk.
Yeah.
Everyone who commented there, thanks a million, guys, for putting in the comments. I hope we got most of them. We read most of them anyway, I think. So,
yeah.
thanks, guys. See you next week.
Until